Hello guys, Buildz here. Today we're going to be working on a brand new project. So in front of me is one of the most interesting builds that I've done on my channel. It is a sleek house mansion. Today we're going to be building a house to one up this in a miniature form factor. So this video is going to be uploaded for two different audiences. So we're just going to pull out some light grey stained clay here. And it's basically going to be like a mini really awesome concept home, a little bit like what we have here and here. So let's just bring this back 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So you know we've got like a nice little spot here, and then we're going to come across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's just come across 16 just because we can. And this is just going to be a miniature concept home, because this is in a one-part let's build for you guys, because this is being uploaded for two channels, like I said, Typhoon Cinema of course, and my own channel Buildz, which will be linked down in the description below for you Typhoon Cinema viewers. And in this video we're going to be building a quick modern concept home, very cool looking, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. So what you're going to want to do is get out some bedrock. This is only if you're in Buildz HD. I think modern Buildz HD might have a cool texture pack too for this. If not, I'd recommend using black stained clay or some black wool. We come back 4 blocks, come out 1, 2, 3. I'm going to bring this out 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what? Let's just come up 8 like so. So it should look like this. Now what we are going to do is get out some snow. Once again, I'm talking about different textures. I like to give you guys a variety of materials to use dependent on texture packs, of course. So you're going to want to come across with some snow, white wool or white stained clay, whatever block you prefer, just 4. And we're going to come up, well, how much should we say? I think we should leave a 2 gap the top here of some bedrock or whatever you used over there. Now what we're going to be doing is coming across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. And we're going to just bring this out a further amount like so. And this is going to be the kind of modern, kind of like C shape that you have in a lot of concept small houses. This one has it. This one has it, and this one doesn't really have it, but that is in a concept home. Now what we're going to be doing is going to be leaving a 2 gap here, like so. And we are going to be getting out some fences and some cobblestone. Just do that quickly. So over here, we're going to put one here, and we're going to put one here. So there should be one away at each side, so they're going to be even. It's going to be all nice and symmetrical. So now we're going to come up with another 2 of these, another 2 of these, and then just connect it up by 1 like so. Let's see how that looks. You know what, that looks pretty cool. I'm liking it. And we're going to come across with some ice, I think. Ice isn't really used that much in today's modern builds, but I think it's making it a little bit of a comeback, because a lot of builders used to use ice before we had stained glass, and it kind of, stained glass kind of rules the modern world today. So why don't we incorporate a little bit of this in our project? You know what, I'm liking that. I think it looks cool. Maybe a little bit fat. Let's just go sort that out here. So you can sort this out by adding some quartz stairs, for example. So let's just place, one over here, and just one outside here, and then from here onwards we can just build across like so, because stairs don't naturally place upside down. That would just make our lives more convenient and easy, which Minecraft does not want. So we're going to bring it to an end here. Why don't we come up with some kind of cool design? Not you. What about we bring you up like so? Does that look a bit strange? Yeah, it does. I did think that might look a bit weird. We could, I guess, use some bedrock again. That could look quite interesting. Come up with some kind of cool little detail over here. So let's just come up by 2. Maybe 3 actually. So 3 like so. And then we'll just come up like this. I'm liking that. That keeps the concept theme flowing. So what we're going to be doing now is adding our entrance. So this is very, very modern, of course. That's the whole idea, you know, modern concept homes, very futuristic and ahead of their time in technology. So let's just replace that and let's just put bedrock. You know, attention to detail is everything when it comes to modern buildings. So just adding little things like that really do make quite a difference. Now, for you guys building this on survival, it shouldn't be actually too hard, because I know a lot of people that actually watch my videos do a lot of their stuff in survival, surprisingly, which is actually quite surprisingly, considering, you know, it must be a pretty big achievement to build something like this in survival. So good luck to you guys. I couldn't do it myself. So this shouldn't be too difficult to build, so I try and build it for multiple fan bases. So let's just make some oak flooring here. Will go nicely with the supports, and you know, oak is a very universal material. You can use it with quartz, you can use it with ice, wool, you know, it goes with everything pretty much. So we're just going to be sectioning off that. We're just going to act as kind of like a front patio, you know, kind of cool looking. I like it. And I kind of feel that we need to have something here. I don't know if this will work. I'm just playing around with some shapes. You know what, I think it can actually work. I think that will actually work. You know, not bad. And why don't we just get out some bedrock here? Just fill in this little hole here. I think that will work. We'll just make a two little entrance there, and we can have just like a little side entrance, you know, maybe we can have a toilet behind that or whatever. I don't mind, guys. We'll see what we can do. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get out some tall ferns. Now tall ferns on the Flows HD texture pack are actually small in inventory. And we're going to come back along the side, and we're going to miss a gap in between every single block here. So it gives this really nice kind of warming modern feel to the build, and yes, look at that, all in line, finishes and starts at the front of the build. That's beautiful. I didn't even realise that. That's just awesome planning right ahead there without realizing. Just bring that like so. So you know what, it just adds to that modern little feel that we got flowing. And like I said, you know, concept modern. Why don't we add some water here? What would be a cool thing? I think some glass. Some of this here. And why don't we add in some bedrock here? Bedrock here. With like a, you know, just a snowy bottom, and then some glass here. Actually no, there'll actually have to be another one down because water overflows. You've got to remember that when you're building. It can become a pain. And we'll just do the same with bedrock here and here. We're going to leave the top like this, just grass. You're going to see why in a second. It should start to make some sense. Can we just do you? And then we're just going to drop one of them down there. I'm going to shape it. See if we can just shape this thing out, because otherwise it might, you know, go like that and just delete some of them ferns. Can we break through here? Is it going to stay in shape? I think, yeah. If you have, what do you call it again? If you have some mods like a world edit, then this will really save your ass. But, you know, for us guys playing on legit worlds, it's not really going to help us that much. But, you know what? A little mistake there with planning actually did help us out a fair bit. So, yeah, so that's pretty awesome. So what we're going to do now is, I think we've got the main structure, you know, this isn't a gigantic build, this is just a quick little build that you can build up, you know, on a server to impress your friends, and you know, it's going to be compact, pretty cool looking, and I know a lot of the modern community actually, they don't like to build, you know, things like that. I did a Let's Build on that on my channel earlier, and yeah, I can't imagine some people's dedication to follow like 12 parts of the video, so I thought, you know, one quick part. The producer called Nick of Typhoon Cinema wanted like a quick tutorial, so I thought this thing should be pretty cool for you guys. Let's just extend this wall like this. You know what, we're gonna leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a garden, right? That should be enough. I'm just gonna mark off the building with some bedrock. So let's just come across here. Of course, shapes will change. It's not gonna be square and boring like this all around, I imagine. This is just for what it's gonna look like at this moment in time. So now we're going to bring this off. Actually, let's get out slabs here. Like so. And I kind of want to continue this bedrock feature of the build, so we're just going to come 2 here, 1 at the top, and then just, you know, all the way down on the sides. because you don't really need to build much across here because, you know, it's not going to show. Maybe just one under here just to make the ceiling height. And then we're just going to continue on top, of course, like this, and then whoops. Let's just continue it here as well. Is that one in front? Yes, you are. Okay. Now you're just going to want to continue this all the way down, just to here. Now we're just going to do the same on this side, and we're just going to continue this down. So inside it's going to be this in height, so I think we just border off this section. I don't think we're going to have a loft for this building, simply because we don't really need one, and you know, like I said guys, it's a compact build. So on this side actually, I think what would be a cool feature is just to bring this back like so. And we're just going to, like I said, plan it off at the start. Some of these, of course, you know, some of your fans may have gone in that derpiness at the start of the video where the water decided to get a bit excitable and make the whole garden wet. So let's just bring this up. Let's just bring this up to the top. We're going to include some details, some interesting shapes, and you know, we'll get this build looking pretty badass. What do you think of that? You know what, I'm going to just bring this down because that looks a tad crappy. And I'm just going to bring this across like one, just like so. Do you know what, you may be thinking it looks a little bit weird at the moment, but you know, it's trial and error with builds. You got to keep tweaking them until they hit their full potential, so that's what we're doing here. So we're just going to fill this wall exactly the same. So with this material, I just thought, because you know, if we have one sticking out at the top there, it looks a bit weird, but as you can see from the front, that looks pretty awesome. You know, definitely a lot different to what I usually build on this channel. In fact, if we delete that like that, it looks so much more sleek. And I think one top window here of just pure, you know, that could look pretty awesome. But we can't keep this all to, you know, like perfect and in line, so let's just delete these blocks here, continue them through, and why don't we just keep that like that? So it looks like that from the side. In fact, even what we can do here is we could include some gravel, which is a material that is actually very upcoming in the modern industry at the moment. Surprisingly, it really does work quite nicely in just certain ways. And we can just put a couple of buttons on the side here. You know what, we could remove this. I reckon some wooden ones go with that eco kind of feel of the modern building community. Why don't we just bring this one up like so, like maybe more than, you know, just that little part there. I think it should be a larger feature. Forgot guys, gravel does fall, so you know, be careful when building. I'm going to bring this up by 2 like that, and we can just simply put like 2 here, 2 there. What does that look like? You know, that really does look pretty concept and actually pretty cool from the front, so I'm pleased with that. Now, so we got a nice section of flying light. You know, this could be like a little garage where you can have some motorbikes. It could be a little side entrance. So let's, you know what we should do is just mark off our living quarters. So let's just leave a gap of, I'd say leave a gap of 3 there. We don't have much space to, you know, work with, so we got to keep things nice and open plan. So just connect this to the ceiling so we can have, like, you know, your main living space over here. Then I reckon this should be one big open plan room. Like I said guys, we don't have much space to work with on this build, so we're going to make the most of it. So I'm going to come up to here like so. We've got to make the back interesting, but I do actually like the back quite a lot. I think it looks very, very concept. So we're going to have this window like this, and this is going to appear that the big glass sliding window, as it would be since it's a modern concept home, is going to be on a sliding jar. You know, for that ultra realistic look. A lot of people nowadays that build modern like to role play the whole situation a lot. I build on World of Corrales a lot, which is probably like the most respected modern server out there, and everyone on there role plays it, and I've been role playing builds for quite a long time now, so I think this is a cool feature to include. So now we've got that, I kind of want to do something with this, but I love how it's, you know, like half a snow block. You know what, we're going to come back to that later. For the flooring in here, I think stone kind of, but I think, you know what, that's a little bit boring and that we need to spice it up a little bit. Why don't we use some cobblestone? I like trying to use things in builds not many people use, and this could be like a, actually like a modern rug. as you come in. That's actually really funky. You know, you get some like really cool designer rugs that actually look quite like that. So scanning through some materials, what should we use for our build? Can't use a material too dark or it just blackens out the build. Cracked stone, I reckon that could be a cool material for our like main living area. So let's just fill this small space with some cracked stone. Guys, I don't usually do interior, and I don't think in this period of time I have enough time to do interior. So if you want to, you know, if I do decide to do a second part, it will be on my channel, and that will only be doing interior, because, you know, so let's build, you guys are mostly searching just to build a cool structure, so interior is kind of a little add-on. For this section of the build, we're also going to be using some cracked stone. I like this material a lot. It's very, very modern, and I think it would be a cool thing to include. So let's just include it through here in this room, and I'm just going to leave a space in between the gaps, and we're going to do something cool and modern with that in a second here. Oh yes, that's what we can have here. We can have a little doorway. So you know what, I think I'm going to add one here. There we go. So we got that. Then in between these areas, we're just going to get snow slates. 1, 2, 3. 1. You know, it kind of divides the room. Maybe come up with 2. What do we think? 2 and 1 at the front, that can be cool. And then in this area, reckon we should fill this with some grey stained. Whoops, some grey stain, not some bedrock, and this will just, you know, add to a nice modern look. And we'll just come out like that. You know what, why don't we get that cobblestone back out and just extend it a tad, just around the back area. So I really don't know, guys, this is concept. Like I said, I don't usually plan my builds out, I build them on the spot. That's how I've always done it. So, you know, videos can get dark, it can be funny sometimes. So yeah, I try and keep things flowing. What do we think? Is that kind of randomized, or is that pretty cool? You know, I think that's really funky and almost like designer looking. One thing I would do at the back here is just get out some carpet. Recommend, if you do have World Edit at a hand, go ahead and use some snow on top of here. It will just look a tad more sleek. So we're going to just have 2 of them. Then we're going to get out our solar panels, which mixes, you know, with the modern. It kind of links with the modern concept feel. You know, if you're having a modern home, why not power it by, you know, the new resourceful way of getting energy. Is what we're going to do there. So, you know, very cool looking. That spices up the build a bit, you know, very open plan, very cool looking. What we're going to do now is we're going to get out ourselves some torches. And I like putting torches around because they're not really like what we imagine torches to be like, you know, nowadays. These torches are kind of a bit like them little garden lights you usually find on the side of your house, you know, like in your garden, for when you want to like walk along a pathway or something. You know, because it's pretty hard to see in the dark. So we just need to find a key position. I think that's kind of cool, and how it illuminates this on Zeus Shaders pack is pretty cool as well. I'm going to build you guys a little, I'm going to do the exterior as well. Like I said, if I do decide to do a second video, which I don't know, I don't really think this build needs much more, then I will, and it will be on my channel just to do that interior. So now what we're going to want to do is get out some more oak. And this is a really cool like little modern hot tub. I'm actually loving this design I just came up with, and I reckon, you know, why don't we just make this very like simplistic and just add a small little lever there, just facing downwards like that. So you got your little hot tub. That's pretty dope. I'm loving it. And kind of want to build a tree, but I don't know. What do we think? Actually, let's get out some green carpet and add a nice modern striped lawn effect. So we'll just jump a gap, have some across here, and then we'll just finish it off like this. So as you notice, I'm not coming all the way out to the side. That's just for another cool little effect there. Very, very, you know, minimalistic. And what we could do here actually is, what else would you have in a garden? Maybe a shed, So let's, oak wood, should we use that, or should we use something funky? No, I'm gonna go ahead and use some oak wood, simply because we've used it inside the build, we've used it here. It will kind of go with a theme, go with a flow of this build. So it's going to be very compact, since we don't have a great deal of space to be working with, and it's going to just have that like so. gonna have a little quartz roof there, derpy as it is, and then a little doorway, probably the derpiest shed you'll ever see on Minecraft, but you know what, I'm probably gonna be pretty happy with it. And why don't we just put like a little black stained glass window in the side here, and just for a little bit of effect, open it up and just delete that block there and put a, what do we need, a chest, right? Because we're going to be storing things. Like I said, you guys are building this on survival, you're going to need to store some stuff, so that is where you can do that. So you've got a hot tub, a shed, a cool little modern kind of designer looking house, and all we need to do now is the window bay. So let's come out here. You know what, I'm going to keep this fairly basic. So let's see what we can do here. I reckon we don't need a huge window since we have so much light emitted already. Damn, you don't want to go in, do you? There we go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add 2 here, like so. Extend you by 1, and then actually just add some white stained glass panes in the middle here. Just like so. Very simple, but you know, it matches everything, it looks good. I hope you guys enjoyed this little let's build on this cool little miniature modern concept home. I think it's utterly derp, really cool, and it should impress your friends. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment for Typhoon Cinema, tell us what you think of this build, and be sure to subscribe for more videos. I'm going to have one weekly coming out for Typhoon Cinema as a new contract deal. For my channel, guys, things should resume as normal. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll catch you there. See you guys later, and stay creative.